Hey, okay, we're going to go ahead and get started right now. Thanks for joining me today on our live demonstration for the MyLawnQuote.com platform. We're going to try to keep this to about 15 minutes or so. I know you guys are busy, and we want to just share with you some of the most important features of the MyLawnQuote.com program. So just before we get started, it's important to suggest or let you guys know that MLQ is basically a tool for your marketing. It isn't a full-service CRM. It doesn't do scheduling for you. It doesn't do your accounting. What we like to say is that MLQ is essentially an extension or an improvement on your marketing and sales systems. It helps you really keep better track of your entire marketing campaign, and it really streamlines the entire process. The ultimate goal of using the system, the MLQ system, is to increase your closing percent. And over the last couple of years, we've seen companies who are using the MLQ system, really double their closing percent. In today's day and age, when somebody requests an estimate, they essentially expect to get that estimate instantly. And so many of your competitors, and this probably speaks for you too, are still using a system where you're getting an estimate. A couple days go by, you go out to the property. You might write up some suggestions with the property, you measure the property, you leave an estimate, and you follow up on it. Well, in today's day and age, customers or potential customers aren't necessarily looking for that. What they want is a price, and they want it as soon as they can possibly get it. So what we found in the last couple of years is that really the company that gets the estimate and pricing information in the potential customer's hands the quickest most oftentimes wins the deal, and that really makes an enormous difference in your closing percent. But it also helps with your pricing too, because customers are really more interested in getting the job done, getting some information, and you have far fewer price shoppers out there nowadays. And if there is a price shopper, you're still going to be able to get that information in their hands first. And perhaps be able to work with them at that point. So let's go ahead and get started. A couple of things that the MLQ platform does is really from a broad perspective is it really allows you to measure properties using our satellite measuring tool, which is important. There are certain services that you probably don't want to sell because of that, and those are cleanups or things that might involve factors that can't really be seen from a basic satellite image. You can get estimates in customers' hands with asterisks on there saying that if this happens, it might cost more or something like that. So you measure properties with the satellite tool. You instantly email the estimate to the consumer, right away. As soon as you get that estimate in, you measure the property, send it off to them, and get it in their hands right away. It really helps you keep track of every single estimate that you ever do. And that's important because follow-up is a big part of making the sale. A lot of times that customer will purchase the service right away, but a lot of times they won't. And the ability to continue to follow up makes a big difference. It also will help you take payments electronically. You can have customers prepay right over right through the system, which is really cool, helps with cash flow. So let's go ahead and show you how the system works. So we're gonna log in to an account that we use a lot here. It's a customer of ours, and we're going to use this to demonstrate how the system works. Really, when you're talking about sending quotes out, there's three ways that most customers will utilize the service. One, for new sales, when a customer sends you, or the potential customer contacts you to get an estimate in their hands, you've got to get it to them as soon as possible. Many of our customers nowadays are using the program to do in-season upsells. So you've got a customer on your basic core service, but throughout the course of the year, there are additional services that you're going to sell them. You can send them quotes for that. Finally, a lot of companies nowadays are using the program for renewals. Instead of sending out a renewal package or leaving it at the house, you can send out a renewal electronic package using this system. So let's go ahead, let's get right to it. I know that we want to try to keep this to a moderate time, so let's go ahead and get right to it. First, let's talk about how we're going to get an estimate out to somebody. Say somebody contacts you and wants an estimate for your fertilization service. Essentially what you're going to do is go ahead and go into quoting. And you know what? Once I talk about all of the ways the program can be used, I'm going to go in and discuss the dashboard too with you. So we want to create a new quote. We're going to click on that. We're going to use our full program sale template. We're going to go ahead and type in who we are. We'll put in, this is the subject, test customer, and I just started a new email here, MyLawnQuoteTest@gmail.com. MyLawnQuoteTest@gmail.com. And for an address, we're going to go use 1 Rangers Drive, Hudson, New Hampshire, 03051. And we're going to go ahead and click Next. We don't know the square footage of this particular property, so we're going to measure it. We're going to click on Measure an Address, and we're going to have to enter that. Whoop. My mistake. It saves it for us, so we want to go in there. So it's going to bring us to a satellite image of the property. It's not a perfect. It's not a perfect system. Sometimes you kind of have to validate which house it is, but for the most part, it uses Google Maps, Google Earth Pro. It's almost always right, but you know, again, it does have a limitation occasionally. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a square footage of this property, and we can go right around the house pretty quickly. And yes, I did pick an easy one because I'm demonstrating. So we just got an estimate of 24,000 square feet for this home. Sometimes when you've got the customer on the telephone with you, or if you're actually out at the property and you're doing this on your tablet or even on your iPhone, it's easier because you know you have the information right in front of you. So we'll click Add to Total, and we're going to hit Use in Current Quote. So it's going to transfer that right directly into this. We're going to use our standard lawn care program for 2015, and we're going to add, how about we add preventative grub control. So that's it. I'm going to hit Next. It's going to ask us a couple other questions. Yes, we'd like the customer to be able to pick and choose the services they wish to purchase, because not always will the customer buy everything. We want them to be able to pick which ones they want. We're going to bypass premium options. We'll talk a little bit more about that when we're finished. You can actually add in you know, things like if it's got a sprinkler system, if it's out of your service area, if it's got a huge hill, things like that. Checkout options, we're going to say prepay online, prepay by check, and pay per application. Other options here, you can bill it by month, bill upon completion, 7 equal payments, 12 equal payments, interested and not interested. Let's click those two as well. And we've set up something here already it will essentially be the face of the email. It's a template, and you can set it up for each individual service that you're doing. That's going to be the template on the email. So we're going to hit Review and Send. It's going to click through for us. It's going to ask us if we're sure we want to send it. We can, if we want, to preview it here. It'll give us an opportunity to see exactly what it is, but we're just going to go ahead and send it to the customer. And it should be sent right now. So this works really good, say, if you've got a customer on the telephone. Let's say that the customer's on the telephone. You want to get that quote to them immediately. You can literally get that estimate in their hands while you still have them on the telephone. So we're going to go over here, and hopefully it will have landed. And there it is. Right from Tom at Lawnmark, estimate. We're going to click on this. Now remember, this is the email of the potential customer. So it says your personalized lawn quote. Here is the template, the front of the email that we wanted to send, that we suggested. And the customer is going to click here to view the quote. And what happens is it sent them an estimate based on things that you've set up already. Here's the square footage that we measured. Here's the address. And we chose the standard program based on our own price list that we uploaded. Here is our cost per visit. It's $108 per visit. There's 6 visits in the year for a total cost of $648. We've got a 20% prepaid discount in here. That's a special on this one. A lot of companies will do 5 or 10%. And then we've got the preventative grub control too. What's neat is you can upload pictures. You can, basically make an electronic brochure that, is appealing to the customer. So they are able to, let's just say they select the lawn care program, and when finished, click here. It goes right to this. How awesome is that? Now they have the opportunity to check out right here. So here's the cost. If they want to prepay, the discount is reflected. They can prepay by check. They can say, yeah, I'm interested, but I'm not quite sure. They can say, no, I'm not interested, or they can pay per application. If they want to click prepay online, comes to a terms and conditions that you can upload to be as complicated or as simple as you want. They have to agree to it, and it's going to bring them right to PayPal. Oop, I got to enter my phone number here. It's going to go back to the terms and conditions because I forgot to put in my phone number. It's going to go right to PayPal. So what we're going to see here, you guys, is it's going to bring it off-site. Payments don't go through MyLawnQuote. It's going to go off-site to PayPal, where the customer can literally pay you at the same time they've gotten their estimate. So it's very, very simple. They don't need a PayPal account, by the way, and it explains that on a previous screen. They don't need to pay with PayPal. They can pay using a regular credit card as well. So that's pretty cool. That's one way you can get estimates out almost immediately. And just, the mere convenience of being able to measure the property with satellites and being able to email an estimate right away is huge. Again, what you can do, a lot of companies are doing with in-season upsells. Say we just wanted to send that grub control. Here's a good example. A lot of companies will send a newsletter. Send a newsletter to their customers explaining what their optional services are. Again, I won't go through the whole process again because you basically get the idea. You can send those services that you've uploaded previously to your existing customers and have them purchase them along the way. We've got in here preventative grub control. We've got ant, flea, and tick control. We've got compost. We've got lime applications, aerations, aeration with overseeding, top dressing, all kinds of services. Every service that you offer, you can add in there. Again, another way people are using them is with renewals. At the completion of a year, you can send out a renewal package. It's really just sending the quote over again to your customers and having them, renew, giving them an opportunity to prepay in advance. You can get some cash flow going that way. Great. It's a great system to be able to communicate with your existing customers, whether it's through in-season upsells or through, through renewals. Another way that a lot of companies are using the program is to have customers do their own estimate. And there's this widget that you can put right on the front page of your website. Or you can advertise it on social media. You can send it out with email blasts. You can put it on a direct mail piece. So using the widget, it says get a real-time lawn care quote instantly. Let's go ahead and type that same thing, same address into the program. Oh, so you can basically make sales 24 hours a day. We see a lot of companies who do a lot of advertising, especially on social media. Using this system. And again, a lot of times you might get a little bit nervous because of the allowing customers to measure their own lawns. But believe it or not, we hardly ever hear any of any customers trying to take advantage of the situation. And it's a very easy measurement tool to use. So basically getting customers to make sales on their own. So we put it right in there. It all done. Let's continue. It might be off by a little bit, and that's okay. So here it goes. It goes directly to to the page where all of your services are advertised to the customer. In this case, we had fall aeration and overseeding lined up on there, and we had preventative grub control and compost. Any service you want visible to a customer doing their own estimate, you can put right in there. They've also got the opportunity to check out and prepay on their own, too. So all done. Let's continue. This is a way to truly automate your sales system. And again, if you're worried about a customer, maybe doing an estimate and misrepresenting the size of their lawn, that's where you can put in on the terms and conditions, something that says if your lawn is found to be undermeasured, we reserve the right to change the price, whatever. And again, there are certain things where you probably don't want to advertise on this. Again, something like cleanups or if mowing or maintenance is an issue you're worried about big hills or gigantic backyards or gates that you can't fit a mower through. Sure, it has its limitations, but if you want to try to build your list and make sales without really even having a salesperson, it's a really, really, really good system. So it's essentially automating exactly what you want it to do. So now you see how the system works. It's a way to measure properties using satellite estimating, getting estimates in your potential customers' hands immediately, and then there's that widget. The inbound lead is what we call it, where you can essentially make sales 24 hours a day just by advertising that widget or that link. Let's go to the dashboard here and show you a little bit of how easy the system is to set up. And we're over here where it keeps track of it. See, it's saying we just got a lead because we did that inbound lead through this particular website. A couple quote views. Every time somebody looks at an estimate that you've done, it's going to come up and show as a quote view. You've got the ability to upload your entire market file. So if you've got your list, all of the lists that you're advertising to, you can upload it directly to the My Customers tab. That way it works for data entry. Say this customer tends to give us a call or drop us a line for an estimate. We've already got all of their information sent, and we can very quickly create a new estimate based on their information that we've got loaded up to. It's real simple. If you need to measure a property without having to do an estimate, you can use the area measuring tool, or the linear measuring tool is a way to not necessarily get square footage, but to get a linear measurement. And we've got customers using this for a Christmas tree, Christmas light installation. We've got a couple of companies using it for plowing. So the measuring tool is really kind of handy to be able to use anytime you need it. This quoting. So this is where it keeps track of all of the estimates that are coming in, inbound quotes. This is the one we just did now. Outbound quotes are ones that we sent out, that you send out to your customers. See, this is a test customer. What's cool here, you guys, is that if the customer looks at it, if they open it and inspect the lead, it turns green. If they don't look at it, it stays red, so you know how to follow up on it. So this customer here, we sent the quote out to, and they didn't look at it. So what we can do is click View as Customer, and it's going to give us a direct link to the estimate that we sent to them. We can copy and paste this link and put it into an email and resend it to them, hyperlink it to a link that says, here's the estimate I sent to you, didn't look at it, and try to get it in their hands again. So let's close that. Every time you do an estimate, the customer sees it, it turns green. If they haven't seen it, it stays red. And it keeps track of every single quote that you send out anytime. If a customer, this one right here, if a customer purchased something or responds to you, it's going to say response is 1 right here. And remember, we actually clicked on something and chose that we wanted to prepay. So view this response, you click on that, and it gives you all of the information, click on services. This one, we chose the program here. It's pretty awesome. The email templates are what I was talking about earlier, in that anytime you want to send out an estimate and you choose to have the cover page, you can load it up with as many estimates as you want. So we've got the one I think we just chose was new customers. full program sale. For a limited time, we're offering 20% off. So you can have as many or as few as you want in there, and it works out pretty good for you. The last thing we wanted to talk about here, well, not the last thing, invoicing. This is another system you can use for to send an invoice. If you do a service and you want to send a bill, you can create an invoice and send it. That's a feature that's sort of a bonus. It's not necessarily based on marketing, but it's based on your ability to collect money. Again, it will go through PayPal for you. So the one other important thing we wanted to talk about here is services. How do we upload and create our services into the program so we can able to send quotes? It's so easy. It's really, really simple. You've got an unlimited amount of services that you can upload to it, and you should basically upload every service that you ever provide. You don't have to have them active. They can be kind of shut off. For instance, this one is inactive. If you don't want to show it to customers, it doesn't have to be shown to customers. So let's click on this lawn care program that we used right here. Here's how you do it. If you want to do a new one back up, you would click on Add New Service, and then you'd upload it. So you want to give it a name. You want to give it a description. You can upload pictures. You can basically format the font any way you want. You can be as long and wordy as you want or as simple as you'd like. This is the seasons that you're going to offer it. These surcharges and upsells, these are what we talked about earlier. You can add surcharges if it is out of your service area. You can set up a surcharge that it's going to add on an extra charge with everyone. If you need to know about sprinkler systems, so if you're sending out an estimate for an aeration and you need to spend 10 minutes extra marking off the sprinkler heads, you can add an extra step for that or an extra price for that. So here's how we actually do the pricing, and it's really, really simple. Once you've named the program and uploaded or written the description of it, there's 3 ways you can upload the pricing. One can be a fixed price, meaning if it's something like, say something like a sprinkler blowout, where it might be a $75 charge no matter what size the property is. You can do that. The way that most services in our industry are priced is right here, the dynamic price 1,000 square foot increments. And it's essentially a price list. It's really just an Excel sort of format where you're gonna upload or put in the pricing for each service. So for 0 to 1,000 square feet, it's $24.99, and so on and so forth, all the way up through up to 44,000 square feet, and then there's a spot for the price per 1,000 square feet above and beyond that. So I mean, it isn't any simpler than that. It doesn't get any more easy than just simply plugging in the price that you want to charge per 1,000 square feet into this spreadsheet here. The number of visits associated with the program, if it's mowing, if it's maintenance, and you're going to do 30 cuts over the course of the year, this could be 30. Your prepaid discount can be, whatever you want it to be. In this case, we have it at 20%. Again, most companies might do 5 or 10%. If you're doing a renewal where you want to try to generate some prepay revenue, you can put it up to 20%. It's whatever you want it to be. If you need to have a minimum square footage or a minimum price, you can put it in there. But really the best way to do it is just add in the pricing based on the increments in square footage. So, that's the program in a nutshell, guys. We really like to think that it is something that that can really help you build your business, help you keep track of all of your estimates, really help you increase closing percent, and get estimates in your potential customers' hands before your competition does. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and we'd be happy to help you out in any way. And thanks for joining us today.